Before this camera even hits record, the tension around MI6 is already electric. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepares you for what's about to unfold. In the next few minutes, a simple audit turns into a full-blown legal showdown. Officers scrambling, accusations flying, the National Security Act thrown into the mix. And one man standing his ground against the pressure of the state. This isn't just a police interaction, it's a battle of logic, law, and pure nerve. Let's break down exactly how everything spiraled, moment by moment.
Well, you know you're not supposed to be filming up.
Pardon?
You're not supposed to be filming.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know, I appreciate that. Which means I'm not allowed to be recording out here, come on!
So mate, if you ever look behind you, there's a couple of signs obviously saying it's a prohibited place.
Yeah, inside.
The new National Security Act 2023.
Yeah.
So under section 4, you're not allowed to film, so it counts as inspecting a protected place. And filming comes under inspection?
Inside the property. I've not been outside. I've not been outside the property at any point whatsoever.
So the cameras have said they've seen you outside.
I've been outside, yeah, but I've been filming a lot of things. There's been loads of people taking pictures about here, so not just me. But yeah, I still don't see what warrants the emergency response though.
It's because it's what it is, you know, obviously where it is, what it is, there's a risk. So if they see people filming outside, say yourselves in multiple cameras,
right,
potentially filming entrance and exits, they have to shut the place down?
Well, they don't have to.
Sure they do.
Not necessarily, no, that's up to them. It's not like,
it's
you know what I mean?
Like, you being there, so that is what warrants the emergency. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Like, listen, it's a bit over the top. Come on, you know this. You know.
An officer storms into frame and the atmosphere snaps taut. As a third-party observer, you can see the dynamic flip instantly. Casual filming becomes a policing priority. The officer cites the law, "You're not allowed to film," and flips on a body cam. That small mechanical click turns a street chat into an evidential exchange. Notice the subject's calm pushback and the officer's procedural posture, the opening salvo in a legal duel.
For someone that sort of goes around police buildings or sort of other buildings of interest and sort of try and get police to come and engage with them. Obviously some do it for different reasons.
By that definition, then no. No, I'm not an auditor.
You don't have to tell me. Obviously you're probably well versed in sort of your rights.
Yes.
Obviously you don't have to tell me, are you like filming for anything? Are you like filming for like a programme, college?
Yeah, I'm filming for my YouTube channel. Yeah.
And what is your YouTube channel?
But it doesn't really make any difference, does it?
I'm just a bit curious.
Yeah, no, I understand, but just it doesn't make any difference, really, does it? Do you guys mind identifying yourself, please?
Yeah, here you go, Davies.
Can you read that, please?
Oh, there it is.
Can you verbalise it? I may not be able to see it.
PC Davies.
PC Davies, sorry, and your number? Sorry again, can you verbalise that for me, please?
1609.
And where are you based out of?
Just down the road in Brixton.
Brixton Police Station.
What's your unit?
Right, okay, and you guys, if you don't mind identifying yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm PC Hopkin, 1616AS, also from Brixton.
Brixton, and yourself, sir?
Obviously everything you need is on show 1148AS.
And your name?
PC Botway.
And you're also Brixton, right, okay.
Obviously,
The tension sharpens, the officer levels a specific allegation, that the filmer shoved the phone through the fence. Here the narrative pivots from general suspicion to a precise, damning claim. Watch the filmed subject deflate the claim with clear logic and visible incredulity, forcing the officer to shift from accusation to description. This is the classic moment where accusation meets scrutiny, and you can feel both sides probing for advantage.
The call, like...
So obviously we can't go in and out and like everything we've been told.
I understand, yeah.
Obviously, filming and taking pictures in itself isn't sort of a bad thing or suspicious.
Oh, hold on a minute. He's pointed to that and said that I was under threat of arrest a minute ago.
So, if you let me finish,
come on, man.
I'll like put all the way through.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, filming and sort of taking pictures. Obviously, it's London. A lot of people take pictures and photos and all sorts of stuff. Obviously, tourists or just people that live here and just sort of like the architect or like the way buildings are shaped, etc.
Yeah.
The only reason why we're here is because obviously you've been sort of watched on CCTV, sort of filming into it, potentially sort of looking in, trying to see what's behind it and stuff. Which obviously I like, and again, obviously you can sort of film that as well, just on obviously that's on your record as well for next time. Okay. It's all about sort of prevention, isn't it, as well?
Well, prevention of what? Right. You know, I've got a YouTube channel, yeah. You asked me asked me if I was auditing.
Obviously, when we're coming, you asked me when people are watching CCTV, they can't tell, oh, this guy got a YouTube channel until police come and speak.
But
This
you
is
know
what we're
that.
doing.
But you know that. You
I
know that.
Yeah, only
Your
now,
colleagues know that.
Because you've told me that.
Okay.
I can't read minds, unfortunately.
Okay.
I know we're the police.
Yeah.
Now it becomes confrontational. The filmer calls out security for what he says is a false report. The observer sees a role reversal. The supposed complainant becomes the accused of dishonesty. The officer's language tightens, the subject's tone grows assertive, and the scene becomes less about a camera and more about credibility. This is the turning point where the spotlight moves off the building and onto the people filing the complaint.
Said you're filming over the fence, and at one point you
Over
put it
the fence?
through, you put it through, like you travel through the gate to film inside.
No.
So then you want, I can only go on what they tell
so
me.
first and foremost, have you seen how high the fences are here?
I mean, they're talking about the
So-
security gates. Obviously, there's gaps in it, and so they've said that you put it through
Through
the gaps.
So you think?
I can only go on what they tell me.
Hold on,
I'm
hold on.
just going
Right,
on what they
let's
tell me.
use the power of deduction. Let's see how good
Go
your
for it, go for
detective
it.
skills are. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
You think that I was able to fit this phone and this gimbal through the gaps in these fences?
We could take the phone out of the gamble and just stick it through.
What
All
was
I've
he-
heard is
Right,
the
so-
phone filming's gone
okay.
through.
Show me where I could have done that.
Oh, you see the gates?
Wouldn't it
Show
be
me.
this?
Oh, on the camera.
Yeah, show me where I could have
You
done
can see
that
on the gates, there's gaps, because it's one of those gates
Right,
that opens,
okay.
there's the hinges and the gaps.
So-
we're not going to go around
Right.
to film it, because that's not
So
right.
what I'm going to tell you is that's a false allegation. So somebody's made a false report to the
You can tell
police,
me that,
which is a criminal offence.
Okay,
So I'm going to ask you to investigate that.
that's fine.
Okay, because at no point whatsoever did I take my phone and stick it through the fence. No point whatsoever. There's not even a gap big enough. Now I know you say I could take it off the gimbal and try it on, but come on, man, use common sense. You can see the gaps.
I
So
can
it's
only
not
go on what
that.
they tell me,
Yeah,
Carl.
but
I
it's a
haven't
false
seen you do it,
allegation.
but I can only go
So
on what
are you going to act without fear or favour?
The subject presses the crucial question, what offense have I committed? The officer stumbles through legal definitions, trying to stitch observation into offense. As a viewer you sense the ambiguity, the law's edges blur and procedural pressure rises. This section is dramatic because it exposes the gap between power, police presence, and proof actual wrongdoing.
You're going to investigate that.
Okay, that's fine, yeah. I need
Appreciate
some
that.
details from you to put on a report.
You don't need my details now.
I do, to put on a report. How else am I
I
going
could
to
give you an email address, but you don't need my
I need the
details.
rest of the details.
Well, sorry, my love. I'm well frequented in this, alright? I've done it loads of times. You don't need my details. I could give you an email address. I can supply them at a later date if they're warranted. But at this moment
Do
in
you
time,
need details? Because we'll have to put on the other side of the report, which is you filming and breaching Section 4 of the National Security Act 2023, which was an offence. So we need the details to investigate it. I'm happy to. There's no necessity to arrest you at this point,
Okay.
but we'll have to investigate by way of like caution to get invited in for an interview.
So you're going to caution me?
No, this time it's a caution plus 3. What happens is you get
Right,
brought in for an
okay.
interview, a caution interview, but I'll need some details from you.
I won't. So if I don't provide those details, what will happen?
Well, then it comes under Code G and you have to be arrested.
Code G?
Code G of PACE.
Code
which
G
is a
of PACE.
necessity for an arrest,
Okay.
yes.
So under threat of arrest.
It's not threat of arrest.
Well, it is because so if I don't provide my details, I will be arrested. Is that what you're saying?
It's a council called Code G then, so we can't investigate slow time because we've got no deals for you. If you have to provide your deals, you can get invited in for an interview, you can give your side there,
Right.
that's fine. Otherwise, if I ain't got a detail, we've got another contacting you, asking you to come in,
So you're going to. So I will be arrested then.
you would be then, yeah.
Right. So under
obviously,
threat of arrest.
there's no threat of arrest.
Well, it is. Listen, you've just said it. Come on, man.
There's no
Like,
threat at all.
right, so
So
if-
made a threat.
so if I don't provide my details, you're going to arrest me.
Yeah.
So that's a threat.
This is where the stakes turn real. The police escalate to an explicit threat, refuse details, face arrest. The tone goes from advisory to coercive. The filmer holds his ground legally and rhetorically, warning that such a threat is misuse if unsupported. The scene crackles with danger and bravado, either he yields his information, or the state turns compulsory, tension at its peak.
If arrest.
That's not a threat of
Yeah,
arrest.
if
That
I
is
don't
what, 'cause
provide-
an offence that's been committed.
Okay, right. Have you seen any evidence of me?
So we've
sort of
had from the
doing this?
security,
Have you seen any evidence?
two,
Have you seen any
and then
evidence?
we'll have to collect the evidence, won't we? Because we've got evidence into our CCTV.
Pardon? Oh, I understand that, but
Obviously,
but
as I said,
I've got the witness that doesn't lie.
Obviously, that's fine. Obviously, if you want to show us the footage that could obviously disprove that, then
Yeah.
you're more than welcome to show
It's
us.
about
We could do it now.
it's about 40 minutes long. It's about 40. What?
Scroll it through the thing.
I don't think I should have to do that though. Like you know, you know I have a YouTube channel. You know I'm an auditor.
I do know that, but
So
I've seen you talking to.
you know I am an auditor. Okay. Your colleague has a slightly skewed understanding of what auditing is, but he wasn't far off the mark. So that's how you've messed up. If you do proceed to try and obtain my details, which I will provide under threat of arrest, I will provide it because I don't want to get arrested for
I
it.
understand.
but you will all be liable to an IOPC investigation, and the Metropolitan Police will be liable to another civil claim against them for misusing legislation. Alright? Because you know exactly what I'm doing here. There's no ambiguity. He knows exactly what I'm doing here. I've clearly stated what I'm doing here, and you still think that somehow you have grounds to obtain my details under threat of arrest.
Yeah, as I've said, an offence has been committed.
A full legal clash unfolds. The subject accuses officers of misapplying the National Security Act. The officers insist they have powers. You can almost hear the scales of law tilt back and forth, statute versus street. This segment's drama lies in the power play, language of law used as a weapon, and the auditor pushing back with both knowledge and provocation.
Obviously, if you've got any complaints or anything, you're more than welcome.
But he's a threat.
Because you asked me a question and then you sort of cut me off halfway through.
Well, I can talk if I want.
You can, but then don't ask me a question then.
Alright, well, be quiet, I'll ask someone else then, yeah?
No, wait.
Can you get a supervisor here?
So, like my colleague said, we're not going to be able to get a supervisor down here.
Okay. Why not?
Because this kind of call doesn't warrant a supervisor.
But yet, you can threaten me with arrest to obtain my details under this type of call. That's a bit steep.
It still doesn't warrant a supervisor to come down here, so.
Right. Why not?
Well, talking about arresting you doesn't mean that a supervisor needs to come down here and check that through.
Right, but you're using legislation. Do you know about this piece of legislation?
So I've probably similar to my colleague.
So you don't?
It kind of discusses
so
that it says this legislation to bring the legislation.
Have you got it? No, I don't want. I want you to be familiar with it before you use it. But a minute ago, you said you weren't familiar. I'm familiar with it.
Okay, I'll go.
I am familiar with it. That's how I know I've not done anything wrong, and that's how I know you don't have any powers at this moment in time. If you are going to misuse that piece.
The cameraman ends up in the police vehicle and provides his details, explicitly under threat of arrest. As an observer, you notice the weight of that phrase, compliance recorded, but consent withheld. He states he will lodge complaints, the officers log the information. This clip is crucial evidence of coercion, a compact, damning sequence that frames all later claims.
I've been arrested right now. Pardon?
I'm just talking to you at this point.
Am I being detained at this point?
Not at this point, no, we're just talking.
And if I attempt to walk away, I will be arrested?
Yeah, if you
yes.
Yeah, because that would then
yes.
fall G, because then it would prevent escape, as well as obtaining your details.
Alright. Okay.
As you said, you're happy to provide
yeah, I'm not doing it here. We'll do it in the privacy of one of your cars, if that's alright.
That's fine, yeah.
Because you've got members of the public and I don't give out my details willy-nilly.
Yeah, no,
but this is under duress. I am doing it under threat of arrest. Just make that clear, and I guarantee you are going to regret this 100%. You are making a massive mistake.
It's fine.
Okay?
I understand. If you would want to
come on
the nearest car or whatever, and then we'll grab the details there.
Unbelievable! Who's got a flat tyre? Who's driving on that? Whose car is that?
It's fine when I set off. So
no, I'm sure it was. Of course it was. Did you do all your inspections? What happened? What happened to your car?
Oh, well, I must have popped it on the way.
You must have popped it on the way. That sounds like an admission of careless driving to me. I don't think you're... what happened to your tyre, first and foremost?
I checked it this morning.
Are you driving on the road illegally at this moment in time?
No, as I said, I checked it this morning as part of my DI in the car, and it was fine.
So what happened to it?
If you wanna...
What happened to it?
I don't know, I just found it like you did.
So careless driving then?
No careless driving whatsoever. As I pulled up, it was fine.
Driving without due care and attention?
No,
how can you not know you've popped your tyre?
As well, because it just popped now when we drove up.
The tension breaks into public humiliation. He spots and calls out a police car with a flat tire. What follows is a sharp pivot from legal threat to practical embarrassment, officers suddenly on the defensive in front of witnesses. It's cinematic, the authority figure exposed by a small but undeniable fact. This ending lands with a potent mix of schadenfreude and accountability, a satisfying, viral close to the confrontation. And that right there is how the entire encounter flipped. From police trying to control the narrative, to getting exposed with a flat tire in front of the camera. What started as suspicion ended as embarrassment. And every second in between showed us the true power of staying calm, filming, and knowing your rights when the pressure hits hardest. One confrontation, 8 explosive moments. And a reminder that accountability doesn't blink. It records. Until the next encounter, stay sharp, stay aware, and keep the cameras rolling.